Hey everybody, I'm back. It's Sai from Happy Accident Studios, and I am here today to answer some of your flower related questions and to basically kind of show off. And also, I found a new way to do something, and that's just super cool. So I thought I'd share it with you because I've had a lot of really good comments on what I've been doing lately, and I'd like to thank anyone who has given me a nice comment. I'm really pleased with it. Makes me feel like I'm doing something. Anyway, this is a chatty one today, so I don't think we're going to have any background music or anything. But I firstly thought that I would share my brainwave that I had about these flowers that you make out of these bits here. I thought it might be kind of cool to make a little bit extra, because if you see this flower here, it's kind of empty in the middle. And I know it's only a teeny tiny space, and you could fill it with glitter or some other kind of flocking, maybe that might look like pollen, I don't know. But I found a way to make one slightly smaller bit in the middle, and I thought I might show you what that idea was. So, what we do with the first layer, I don't know if you remember this, but you take your etching tool and you crease the middle of each of these petals. And they sort of nest into each other. They kind of overlap, and they end up making the bud. However, I didn't do that with the last one. With the last one, I kind of decided to loop it. So I curled it sideways, like this. And then, it might take a little bit of patience, but I'll show you what I did with this last piece here. If you take your reverse tweezers that squeeze to open and release to close, if you put those tweezers just there so that you can see a little flap on one side, right? And I'm going to apply the smallest little bit of glue to this flap, which is a technique that I learned with Floral Punchcraft. And then you kind of start to curl this layer over like that, and then you change the position while your finger's holding it. You change the position of the tweezers. Whoops, I missed. I missed. Okay, so here, look, we do that, and then we catch it. Now it looks a little lopsided, but don't panic, because it's all going to come good in the end. And then you take a pair of scissors and you just make a snip just down one side like that. Okay, do you see that? Now we're going to apply our glue, and I've decided to go straight from the bottle because I'm feeling kind of lazy today. So here we go, just a little bit there and there. And I'm not putting it in the middle, I'm putting it on the sides because I find that to work better. So there you go, it's on all the sides, tiny amount. That should be dry by now, and I'll be able to let it go. Don't sing. Right, then I'm going to do what I normally do, which is fold that in and let these petals overlap like this. Squeeze it. Another overlap. You know, it's warm out today, so the glue's drying on me again. Thing is, less is more when you use glue, but not when it's this warm. Now, make sure that this little looped piece that we made earlier is inside, and then we do the last little flap. Squeeze that like that, and I think I've just gone and I've made a little bit of an oopsie, so I'm gonna fix my oopsie as well. Happy accident, like that. So It looks kind of like the other ones, doesn't it? On the outside. We've lost one petal because we've made the inside. So I would have expected to see a bigger difference, but I don't. And there's a little piece just inside here. Can you see it? So it gives a little bit more detail to the inside of that flower, so it's not quite as empty as it was. So there you go. It's a small detail, but I think it does matter. I really do. And just in case some people haven't seen the making of the other flower again, I'm just gonna do this right now. You've seen this before. I'm doing it again. Let's get rid of our glue. Get it out of the frame here. There we go. And let's curl. Curling. And curling. And curling. And curling. Right. Curling. And then flip it. And then reshape it. Sorry if you can't see that. It's more important that I get the pressure and things right. Okay. Over here. Tiniest amount of glue onto there. Like that. Ooh. Hey! It's Steph. Hi, Steph. It looks like I'm doing the same thing as I was doing last time, but honestly, there will be new stuff, I promise. Just give me a minute to flop this one together. Here. Oh, aw. I think somebody's bored at work. Who's bored at work? Somebody who's gonna see me in 2 days' time? Can't get enough of me, can ya? Anyway, I don't even know if her volume's on because she works in a shop and it sells pretty vintagey French shabby chic stuffs that I love very much and have some of in my house. It is Steph from the Vintage Dove. It's only going to benefit people who are watching live and can actually see you in the chat room, Steph. Sorry. Aww. If you want to be in on the action, all you got to do is be here when I'm live. And how are you supposed to know when that happens? Well, I can tell you, you can click on the heart that is on my Twitch channel. You have to be actually on Twitch, not YouTube, to follow me and click the heart. But when you do, you, as well as Steph here in the chat, will be emailed when I am about to go live or when I have gone live. And then you can pop in and say hello, just like my friend Steph is today. I wonder if any of the kids are watching as well. Anyway, let's see. I wonder how many of my new friends are going to pop in today. I'm happy to say that I am up to a whopping 9 followers. I'm really kind of pleased with that, you know. My YouTube channel didn't grow that fast, so I'm well happy. Alright, curling it up. This is going to be layer number 3. We'll get to the new stuff in a minute. I know this is kind of, I don't know, I would find this fun to watch actually, but I prefer to do it, obviously. I prefer to do. Okay, here we go. Curl that up. Woo! Glue time. Paper time. So today is a special day because I have brought well, okay, I haven't brought, I have found my flower box. And so I've been making these paper flowers for several years now, and I want to show you what I'm up to. Why does that look strange? Hopefully it won't look too strange when I'm done with this one, okay? But I do have a flower box here that I will open up, and I will show you the contents of it, because I think it's pretty cool to see all the things you can do, and it isn't by any means all that you can do, but it's a good amount of flowers, and many of them are different. So it'll be fun to look at. And after that, I will show you what's up here in the corner. You're probably wondering, or if you've asked the question, what do you do with those flowers, which I have had, is a popular question on the channel. This is what I've been doing recently with them. So I will show you that in a minute, as soon as I get done with this. A bit of glue paper. Please don't glue your flowers using the foam pad. It's not cool. Whoop! Flippity flippity. And the green thing. I'm getting to be a proper pro at this now, so I've been making them enough lately. So, curly curly. Curly curly. Curly curly. Ooh, is my light blinking? I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. There's a strobe effect. Maybe I need to put a warning on. Curl it up a bit. Woo! And glue. Bloop, 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 bloop. There. Bling! Flower finished. And hopefully it looks a little bit nicer. I should have fluffed that up a bit more, but there you go. And I think that little middle bit does make a difference. It's such a small difference, but here, look, here's one without. And there's one with. You see, it kind of reflects the light just a little bit more around the inside. I like it. Anyway, that was my little how-to for the day. I'm going to put that away now. But I thought I would let you know what I've been up to with my paper flowers. So here they are. This is a decorated cake box. There are pictures of the full cake, which doesn't exist anymore, on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/happyaccidentstudios. And this was for my daughter's 8th birthday party, and inside, this one's empty, but there's a full one. Inside this box, it flips open like that, and you can get quite a lot in there. There's a Pez in the bottom there, there's a Freddo Frog chocolate, and there's 3 Mao-Am strips. And you could put some more in there. Look, there's room for like maybe a little rubber ball or one of those little plastic party favor toys, you know, that kind of thing. So there's plenty of room in there for that. And I just got the pattern for it off of Pinterest. And if you want this specific pattern, you can have it. Just follow me on Pinterest at HapAxStudios, same as my username, and you can download this from me, really, because you just pin it from me and you can download the images in the pin. It's in my printables section, and there's also patterns for 2 more boxes on there. And what I did was, instead of printing it and tracing it out and cutting it out by hand, I imported it into my Craft Robo, which is kind of like a silhouette machine, and I just let the computer do it for me. So I'm going to probably do a video on that at some point, because some people, they won't even buy those machines because they think, oh, it's a computer, I'm no good at computers, and blah blah. Nah, just, all you have to do is plonk around. There's nothing you can do that's going to break it. Well, alright, the machine physically, yes, but not the program itself. And really, you just learn as you go, and you know, if you don't make yourself deadlines for the things that you're going to make with it, then you won't be under any pressure. You can learn at your own pace. I really think everyone should just try things out. Don't limit yourself before you know your limits. Ooh, I sound like a motivational speaker. Anyway, this is my latest. This is my, well, not my latest. This is my flower box, and I have made quite a lot of flowers. They're not all in here because I've made cards and several things with them. This is a rose made out of hearts, and the petals haven't been curled. That just looks like that. The petals haven't been curled like the ones that are on this one. But and also this one's not made of hearts. This one's made out of flat flower shapes. But this came from the instructions in a Floral Punchcraft book. All of these ones in the box have. Oh, that's cute. This was made out of some little offcuts of other punches that I needed for other flowers, and also some leaves. It's just a little spray. It sort of adds to an arrangement. You wouldn't have it on its own, I don't think. And this one was also made with hearts and a snowflake punch. And I love these. I made these in a couple of different colors. Like that. Lovely. I'm sure there's more in here. Look at that. Woo. I love these. Very festive. Thing is, they all do kind of face the same direction, so I'm sort of looking for the ideal thing to use those on at the moment. This one as well, quite interesting middle it has. I don't even remember how I did that, but it's got lots of little stamens in it. That's the pollen in the flower there. That's quite fun. And this one's supposed to be like a cherry blossom, but it hasn't really turned out proper. But it's good enough, though, I think. I think it's quite detailed. It's got its little stamens on there with the little pollen bits on. Love it. Love it, love it. And what have we got here? Oh, this one's fun. Look at that one. It's quite wispy. And the petals are actually made from a teeny tiny punched out shape of a pair of lips, and they're curled around different ways, and this one is quite delicate. Love it. Absolutely love it. But what else? I've got like an assortment of leaves here as well that I've kind of just been playing with coloring and stuff. Different leaves from different seasons. This is one of my, this is kind of like the flower that I've used on here. I used some chalk and I don't know what else, but I was trying to make it look like sort of a more variegated rose. It's got like slight different colors on it. Not sure if you can see that, but I think this lamp is sort of washing everything out a little bit. I might have to get something for it. Let's see, what else have I got in here? Oh, that's a cute little one. Just flowers and little punched shapes to make the middles, and you're away, really. It's so much fun. I recommend the books. They're by Leonie M, and she's from Australia. And they are called Floral Punchcraft, and they're numbered, but there's books 1 and 2. 3 is a DVD, and I highly recommend getting that because it shows you the techniques close up. Kind of like I tried to do, but hers are better because she's just straight from the horse's mouth because she's the one that invented all this stuff. And every time she makes a new flower, she puts it in a book. And so number 3 is a DVD, and 4 through 9 are also books, and you can buy them. Gosh, I mean, just Google it. Just Google Floral Punchcraft books, and you should be able to find them. There are a lot of shops that carried them, or at least did, for a while. I don't know if they still do here in the UK. I haven't seen anything new from her for a while. It's been several years actually since book 9 came out. I'd be interested in Floral Punchcraft 10 because I can't wait to see what she does next. She's brilliant. She has her own Floral Punchcraft guild that you can join, but you got to, it's sort of like a learning thing. You kind of you make projects, you demonstrate that you know the techniques back to front, inside out, and you make a project up for it's kind of like a dissertation almost, like your final sort of project, and it needs to involve all of the things that you'll eventually be teaching if you pass. And I am working on that. I've sort of been stuck for ideas lately. But yeah, want some flowers? Look it up. I absolutely adore making these. Oh, and the pièce de résistance. Hold on, there's something stuck in it. Rose. I do love that one. That is lovely. And this one is actually on the cover of one of her books. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2. I think it's 1. Floral Punchcraft 1 has this flower on it. And it's been in the box for a long time. It's a little bit tired and squashed, but it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I don't want to put it on a project yet because I'm not done loving it. You know what it's like. You get something new to craft with and you can't use it because you just love it so much. So that's what this is. This is in it's still in stroke mode. All of it is. So here, oh, go back in the box. Woohoo! Those are all my lovely leaves and flowers and such that I've been collecting up. I've got a special box just for cherry blossoms, and I had a little box going for hyacinths as well, but every time I finish a hyacinth I end up putting it right on something and giving it away. I love them, and I know that the people who got my hyacinth cards love them as well, so it's nice to be appreciated. Oh, but yeah, if you do pick up this craft, I highly recommend that you buy stock in the company Really Useful boxes, because well, the boxes are really useful. What can I say? Some glue on this one. I've used it as a glue palette a few times. They come in all different sizes. A lot of them stack up together quite nicely. So I recommend them if you do any kind of small crafts like jewelry making. But that's where I keep my variety of things ready to get stuck on stuff. And the flowers I've been making lately are in here. They're all the same color because I colored them in by hand with this Dusky Rose Pro Marker. But I'm going to change colors. And I've been experimenting with a different kind of flower thingy as well. Not just this Britannia dyes that I've been using, but also I remembered that recently I got a magazine and on the cover was this, and I mean, you know, if you're already crafty, you probably understand what you need to do with this to make a flower. I tried, I really did, but this is what came out. First, I got this. Now, I mean, first glance, probably okay, but it doesn't sort of, it just doesn't meet my standards, so that's kind of a no for me. This one, I tried to make it slightly differently. Didn't quite work. And this one, oh no, this is one of these. I'll put that in there. Put that in there. Where's my one? I have one that's got like a middle on it. A yellow middle. Did you see it? Tell me if you see it. I don't know where it is. Help. Is it in here? Yep, it's in here. Excuse me. Here it is. Look at that. It's not a rose. It's a different flower altogether, I think, this one. But I did make a nice fluffy pollen center on it, and I really do like it. And I'm going to show you how I did that one. So you're getting kind of two little instructions for the price of one, because I showed you how to differently do the bud on the Britannia dye flower. Keep that one in your arsenal of technique. And now I'm going to show how I've made these flowers using this. Alright. First, it's a die cut thing. It's a die, so you need your plates. And guess what I did? Look what I did. My pretty, pristine, fresh, never been cut bottom plate has been cut. Oh, I heard the crack and I just knew I'd done something wrong. But that's alright. It's only one cut. It's not gonna hurt anybody. And a lot of people go through it and they actually do have both sides looking like this when they cut, and that's fine. It doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, I need my adapter because it's a wafer thin die. So I've got that. Here is my die. And I'll just cut myself another strip of paper. Is this going to cover the whole? Ooh, just. Okay. I really ought to change the blade on this. I keep forgetting. But there it is. So. We run this through just like we always do. So here's my machine. There we go. Okay. Thank you, machine. So now we've got our die and our flower. Let's pull this off. There we go. Get that out of the way. And get these plates out of the way. Right, let's take it out. This one's quite easy to get out. Have I just said that? Maybe it isn't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Out it comes. Oop. Try not to force it, if you can help it. Right, so we've got a white flower here, and that's not gonna do, is it? So, I'm just gonna put my die away, put the flower box away. Where's my coloring paper? Here it is. Right, let's do this. Oh, it's not green, is it? It's pink! Pink, pink, pink! This is an alcohol-based ink, and I really recommend that you use alcohol-based ink when you're coloring paper that you're going to have to shape later. Because anything water-based is going to change the nature of the paper quite a lot. And it might make it, sorry, it might make it a little too flexible. And it might not hold its curl. The alcohol, however, will just evaporate out, so we just have to give it a minute. And boy does it evaporate. I can smell that. Still going. Right. Oh, and got the line. There. Okay, so we're all colored up now. So we'll wait a little bit for that to dry. Let's see if it can stand up maybe. Yeah, there you go. Give it a minute. While we're giving it a minute, when I made this little pollen thing, I needed a small amount of paper. Now, when we cut this, that's actually quite convenient because we've got this little strip here. Now, I'm not an exact person. I don't really work exactly. So, I did color it in earlier with a Sharpie. I think I do prefer my Pro markers though, so I'm going to try and find one that's maybe a nice yellow from there. Where are you? Oh, look what I've been up to. You remember this? I don't know if you remember this bag because I think I lost the video completely. But this is where I'm keeping my Pro markers. And it's just utilizing folded up cat food boxes to keep all of the pens upright, keep them from falling down. So let's see what's good for pollen. This one says sunflower. I think sunflower is quite a nice color. So that's the end. See that? Yeah, I think that's a good color. I'm not sure if it should really be quite this size. I think it's a little bit too big, but I'm going to fix that in a minute after I've colored it in. I should probably give this time to dry as well. Whew. Right. I like my Sharpies, but I've been storing them upright like this, and I think I should have been storing them sideways like this, because they're all sort of acting like they're about to run out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to it, the way Sharpies are as compared to Pro markers. But I have them both. I prefer Pro markers, but I've got Sharpies as well. They've got their uses. So, just tear off this bit here that I didn't color in. And then what you need to do with a middle like this is you need to fringe it. So what I do is I just take, and don't worry, some of the bits are going to go flying on this. It doesn't really matter. But I'm drawing teeny tiny little cut lines in it as close together as I can, because it's supposed to be. Whoop, and don't worry if bits of it break off, because we're going to be spiraling this up, and some of it is, if we have too many, it's just going to be strange anyway. So if some of it breaks, that's okay. It also makes it slightly different heights. I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting kind of fringy. That's what we want. It's a fringe. So there's nothing to worry about with this. Just be careful. Watch your fingers. And you don't need to fringe all of it. You can also do this with scissors if you really don't like using a craft knife. Right, so there is our sort of fringy part. Right, and that is, yeah, it's fringier than it looks. Right, so what we're doing here, I'm going to cut the rest of it to the level of the base of the fringe. There we go, and get rid of it. And what we're going to do with this is it's going to basically have an effect of creating a core, because these flowers, instead of being curled and nested, they're going to be quilled. Quilling is paper filigree, and you use a tool like this, and I don't know if you can tell, but this tool has a bit of a, gosh, you can't tell, can you? This tool has a notch inside it. Yeah, you can just see it. So I'm going to stick this paper in this notch. I can't even see it. There it is. So you see it's in there, and it's in there on both sides, right? So we are going to start to turn it. Now for this, I would use quite firm pressure because we don't need it to unfurl again once we're done twisting it. Some quilled things you do, but this one you really don't. Now once we get to a point where we want to stop, the glue comes out. Where are you, glue? Here you are, glue. Right, I'm going to put a very small bead of glue just there. Can you see it? Oh gosh. You know what, this light is really harsh. You can see the glue now, right? Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to squeeze it, and the bead of glue basically gets squeezed as well. And when there's no longer any glue being squeezed out of the edge, you can tear it and smooth it over. There you go. And that, don't take it off the tool, leave it there, because we're not done quilling yet, are we? But what this has given us is a little frilly center, and we can use that, and we can frill it out, we can flare the frills out like that. Ooh, to make it stick out. Now that's the middle of our flower. We're going to set this aside for a minute, and we are going to do the rest. Here we are. Let's get these flowers out of the way. All of our spare pieces, you can let them go as well. Now, this is our line of petals. And ideally, you're going to want them to be curled over, just like the flowers that I've made previously. And I have found through practice that it's better to curl them first. So, let's do that. I'm going to leave my glue here on its side so that I can get the flow going. Where's our double-ended etching tool, which is here. And we are going to start curling. It shouldn't take long. I think I kind of have to do this in this direction, sort of facing away from me for it to work properly. I'm having a hard time with it today. Don't know what's up with that. I was doing okay before. There we go. Now, if you're going to have a variation in the amount of curl, start from one end, curl it a lot more at the start than you would at the end. But if you do it all the same, that's okay too. We don't really have rules here, you know. It's all your decision, and your decision is what makes your art yours. So, just decide what you want. Go for it. Oops. Getting too far away from the side. That's what the trouble is. You've really got to start right at the bottom. Whoop. Another thing is, I don't think that you really should be pressing very hard. Seems to work better when I don't press too hard. Right, here we are, we're getting to the end. Now, this is where we stop and we think a little bit, okay? Because, which way do we want these curves to go? Like that, right? So that's the way that we're going to quill them onto the tool. So, here's our center back. And let's just do small, tiny amount of glue around the edge here. Leave that for a bit. Now choose your starting point. It really doesn't matter where you start when you start wrapping. Just make sure that that end tucks in. Eventually, what will happen is these flowers are going to start to, the petals are going to start positioning themselves a little bit better than they are at the moment. Right. So we're getting to the end now. Right, let's do our glue. Okay. Let's do our glue. And we'll put our glue just around like that. Now, this might not look so great at the minute, I don't know. I think we may have got away with it. Looks okay. But if you find that there's any gaps or anything, it's kind of nice if you've got one of these lying around extra, because if you use your white tool and ever so slightly curve it like that, and then you take your needle tool and curl these petals up a little. Almost there. Right. Just one last little squish. You can put this on the bottom of this. So, let's have a look. Now it's important to get it all off from the middle like that. And that's what the bottom looks like. It's just a coil. You can press that coil down a little bit. And you can be a little bit more generous with the glue if you're dealing with a coil. The glue is just going to go up into the edges of the coil anyway. So, if you find that there's a little bit of a blank space and you're kind of missing any petals, it might serve to make it look a little bit more even, and you could even pull some of these petals down a little bit. Let's see. Where's our tweezers? Just pull these down a little bit like that. Yeah. Oh. There you go. You can just use your tweezers to fluff it up a little bit. The thing I'm not quite so happy about on this is that a lot of the petals end up almost directly under each other. So what you can do is you can experiment with different sizes of yellow core to see which makes it come out better. But I've only used what I've used, and I haven't really measured it or anything. But I think that looks quite nice. And if we put the calyx on this, I got a spare one. I thought I did. I don't. Or do I? Nope, I don't. Oh well. Let's pretend we did. If you put the calyx on it, it ends up looking like that. So, all is good. Right? There you go. Lovely, lovely little pollen flowers. I don't even know what kind of flower they actually look like. I don't know of a real life flower specifically that looks like that, but there you go. And because we colored them with pro markers, they can be any color you want. And that goes for the pollen as well. If you prefer an orange pollen or a black pollen, that's fine too. Because it's not nature, it's us really. We're just playing with nature, remixing it. Anyway, let's have a look here. Yeah, I think this one was a lot smaller. I think if you use like a strip that's bigger, you'll end up with this one. And I think it might even be better if you use a tiny strip of the entire length of an A4 sheet. I think that's what I did last time. But I'm going to experiment a little bit more. But anyway, that's just another one of my little flower show and tells for now. I'm going to move away from flowers next time. We're going to do something else. And I may come back to these boxes at some point, but I don't know yet. Oh, who's here today? Oh, hi. There's two people. Hello. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Thank you as well for the nice things that you said to me. Oh, lovely. I have got some of my past broadcasts that are listed, and almost all of them I think are about these flowers. So check them out, particularly the one before last, because that one is fully instructional. So if you want to take a look at that, please do. And if you want to come back and see what I make next, give me a follow. I've been Sai, this has been Happy Accident Studios, and I'm going to hang around for just a little bit in case anyone's got questions. I know there's a 30-second delay. So, but for now, that's me. If you want to follow me, obviously click the heart if you're watching live on Twitch. If you're not, go to twitch.tv/hapax studios, that's HAPAX Studios. If you're watching on YouTube, or you can just subscribe to me on YouTube. A lot of these do end up there, but if you want to see all of it with no censorship, then come on to Twitch and try and catch me live. If you do follow me on Twitch, you will be emailed when I am on live, so that'll be good. If you don't fancy doing that, sorry, my elbow's in the shot. Hello, elbow. If you don't fancy doing that, you can catch me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/happyaccidentstudios. I'm sorry, I need a glass of water, so I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to catch you next time, hopefully with some paint. Won't that be fun? I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.